You're listening to the Midwest's most dangerous podcast, Lockpod, Season 18, Episode 4, coming to you live from the NECA IBEW Powering Indiana Lake County Studios, and we are the Midwest's most dangerous podcast.
Happy Friday.
Just ask WJOB.
Yes, they are. We are. That is true.
Oh, fudge.
You wore it right from the Christmas Story.
Yeah.
As Mayor of Hammond and wearing it like a line from the Christmas Story because you swore on real terrestrial radio.
I didn't do it on purpose.
No, you just warned yourself 5 times.
Hi, Jill.
And then did it.
Who thought I was going to be the one to do that?
I didn't.
No?
I guarantee you my money was on Tom McDermott.
My money was not on Tom McDermott. I thought I was good. I thought I was cool. I was not.
It's okay.
It's good.
But it's so great. Like, it's such a good
It's a moment. It's a moment. I was devastated. But you know what? That's when I'm around. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with you guys. Don't get me wrong.
And the studio.
And I cuss like crazy. I'm comfortable in the studio. Jason, I'm comfortable. And like I've said that joke to Jason numerous times on the campaign trail about him arresting too many people. It's like, dude, you got to stop arresting these people. We're trying to get elected, right? It was like a standing joke with us, and so I just went to a standing joke and I dropped the F-bomb in it.
It's okay.
Ugh. That was sucked.
Well, welcome back. We had
I only got fined $100,000. It's I'm just kidding.
Lockpod is refusing to pay it.
Yeah, we're like,
we don't have the money.
You can't make us.
We don't have nearly the money.
WJOB says, fuck off.
Sponsorships just went up.
No, honestly.
Now we have no sponsors.
What we didn't realize is there's a thing with the FCC called an excited utterance.
Ah, thank goodness.
That was definitely an excited utterance.
You were
It
excited,
was.
yeah.
I was excited, and it was uttered.
I just found the moment.
Yeah?
Do you guys want to play it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
Okay.
not?
So this is the moment Tom got fined
$100,000.
Potentially.
$100,000. This is
Allegedly.
excellent. I'm gonna
Back it up. Back it up.
back it up.
They themselves have been arrested, and they've been on the wrong side of the law, okay? And unfortunately, it's true. When we're campaigning for office, we run into people that are elected officials or significant influencers, right, that have had brushes with the law in the past, right? So I bring Jason someplace, and I'm like, hey, man, you got to meet this person. They're super important in this town we're in. And he's like, no. And I'm like, wait. He's like, I arrested her husband. I'm like, what the fuck, Jason?
Oh my!
Yeah, there we go. All right. So,
Dude.
Jason, let me ask you this real quick. Let me ask you this. See how
That's going to be expensive. That is going to be expensive. Come on.
There you go.
Jim literally has been
That
texting
was it.
every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't cut. And then Tom just disappeared for like 3 minutes.
Oh, I
after
was
that.
texting Didolo, man. I was apologizing profusely.
Yeah.
That was the moment.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I got the shirt on. Oh, fudge.
Mm-hmm.
Is that this season's coffee clip?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Already?
for sure.
Already?
Well, so far.
That was funny, too.
So far. We're only at episode 4. You never know what might happen the rest
Yeah.
of the way.
Jill had a good idea, Lockpod audience. Tell us what you think about it. Jill said we should do a Lockpod after hours, dark light. We'll do like a 8 p.m.
Smoke.
show. We'll come in here and
8 to midnight.
That'd be cool. So it'd be the same studio. It'd just be like black light and smoke and fog machine.
If only
I could do
marijuana
this-
was legal in
You're
Indiana.
the fog machine.
I mean, there's nobody in the office on
Oh,
like
no.
a Friday night.
Nope.
I'm smoking. Fuck
No,
that.
we're not.
I mean, no. We'll change the studio to another.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah, because we don't want to break the law in the
You're
law
not gonna
firm.
break the law.
Okay, so we'll go to
Whose
Michigan.
basement are we going? It'd be just like that 70s show.
Dude, that was
There
funny
you go.
when we went to Michigan and did that 420 episode.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I do. That was on the
Oh,
front
wow.
page
That
of
was
the paper.
yes, that was early. It was early in the
The
season.
freaking newspaper article the next day had us on the front page smoking weed in the local newspaper.
It was smoky
It was,
in that room. It was
And
like
then
a
I
hot box.
yeah, that was crazy.
I love that idea. I'll tell you why I love
do
that
too.
idea, because we have like an hour in here every time, and
Mm-hmm.
that would be more just at our
Free
own
flow.
pace, IRL kind of stream.
Let's freaking do it.
Like we'll get like every hour we just get someone to come in. Like, can you imagine like a 4-8 hour in that environment?
I would walk out and take a
Cannot.
break. I'd leave
But
for
like
an hour.
honestly, we could like cover different types of
Absolutely.
stories. We could be like
Yeah.
a little edgier if it was a nighttime show because nobody wants to hear edgy stories
Edgy.
at 8:30 in the morning.
No,
Yeah, right. We can't be edgy. We could be edgy, but that's
You are.
disgustingly edgy. So
there you go.
if we did a lockpot at the night, we could be disgustingly edgy.
Before I came, I could probably go get gas, come back.
Speaking
I'd be
of
still
edgy,
rolling.
gosh, before the show started, we had some conversations.
Well,
in here.
dude, I walk in. The first thing I see is Kevin's like, "Hey, good morning, Tom," and I'm like, "Dude, your fly is like down to the ground."
I have.
It's like, well, do you zip up? Like, what the hell's going on?
This is well, you've already. This is a bit embarrassing, but
It's like, do you check yourself before you walk out?
I honestly forget. It happens more. Exactly. It happens way
You
more than
old
it
fuck.
should.
You're just gonna let your nose hair grow now too? It's like, come on, dude. Zip that crap up, Kevin.
It occurs so much more than it should. Like it's
nose hair?
There's one time too many.
My fly.
I could literally see his dick and balls when I
That
walked
is
in.
not true.
Oh,
I
That is
couldn't
not
see it.
true. You can't even say that. That is not true.
I said,
Actually, it's the opposite.
Watching.
I'm like, come on, dude. Put that away, Kevin.
It's the opposite. You couldn't see it. That's
I
the
was like,
problem.
no, it was too much. I saw too much. I walked in.
Are
I'm
you
like,
gonna
dude, I'm not
transition
gonna.
to the elastic waistband?
No.
Yeah, you should.
Nope.
No, because then
Yeah.
you'll end up
No.
like that dude on
No.
at the baseball
I
game.
am
We don't
not.
want to do that.
Yes.
But then the penis conversation didn't stop. It
Well,
just
Tom's
Well, I
a
was
Navy guy. You know,
going.
you can't.
So
you
like
can't help
it was like naturally all morning Jill had to put up with dick jokes because
It's like every other morning.
it's like the first thing I saw as soon as I walk in. It's like it set
Kevin's
the
penis.
tone.
I just had my fly down. It didn't
You
have
did, dude. It was way too low.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I love you, dude.
Thank
We're
you.
like brothers,
Thank
but I don't
you.
want to see that in the morning.
It's something
Later
I
on,
gotta
not
work
in the
on it.
morning.
I don't want
It's
to see that in the afternoon.
It's something
either.
I gotta work on it. I gotta work on this.
Yeah.
You just have to remember.
I'm just gonna
zip
be-
up your pants.
That
So,
is
dude-
super weird that you more often than not.
It is. It is. It's just a bad. I
why
have to I need a reminder.
That's why you wear these sweat things. These are like, what do they call them?
Now,
Scrubs?
those are old men
These are
pants.
no, these are scrubs. These are what the nurses wear. This is what I wear now.
Oh.
Scrubs.
Yeah, I wear scrubs.
I'm not wearing those, dude.
So- why? These
You
are
wear
cool as hell.
scrubs?
They're like
Just
I'm like
regularly?
They're like tied at the waist, and you have your t-shirt like tucked into them.
Why
That's
do you have
my
a
look.
stethoscope too? I mean, like,
I am not tucking my t-shirt into my pants.
well, fucking dude, do your thing. You're just gonna walk around with your.
Well, you're
dick
calling
hanging
me
out.
an old man. That's an old man
That
look.
is not an old man look.
T-shirt into your pants is not an
Stand
old
up,
man
dickhead.
look.
You got a T-shirt in your pants. Oh, okay,
No, I do
whatever.
not.
All right.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. I do not have a t-shirt in
Kevin,
my
your
pants.
fly's still down.
No, I almost checked.
all right, there's like 100 people watching. They want to know about election
Yeah,
results. They want to
let's-
know about.
Yes.
you know.
You didn't want to hear these jokes? We have jokes. I didn't know if you guys knew that.
Wait for the after hour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, so
this is
like,
nothing.
I like the idea, Joe. I think it's a great idea. I think we should do it this season. At least one of our episodes, we'll be like, okay, we're not doing Friday morning. We're gonna do Friday, 7:30 p.m. And it's just like different, little edgier tone, little
I'll
darker.
definitely have my zipper down.
Oh, Kevin will come in,
Dude.
total.
Who's our HR rep, by the way?
Dude, I was in a pub.
Yeah,
Sharon
poor
Daniels.
Jill. Poor Jill.
We have no
Jill-
HR rep,
Yeah.
Joe. None.
Damn it.
If you have no HR rep, you can't get in trouble. That's,
That's
what
right.
I've always
That's
heard.
right. If the company is too small, you don't need HR reps.
Good
right, Kevin?
point. That's right. We're below 50
Lifetime.
employees. Last
We're-
time I checked.
we do that shit on
We have
purpose, Joe.
Steve,
You ain't
one
suing us for
employee.
shit.
Maybe Steve's offended.
Yeah. We already got sued by Spiros. We're not getting sued again.
Fool you once.
So, dude, I was at a public event within the last couple of weeks, and I saw a gentleman walk out and give a huge speech in front of like an audience of hundreds with his fly all the way down.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about me when I come around, people just drop
Tom
their fly.
notices it right
But,
away.
Dude, I did, and I was like, ah. And I was like, and he was walking out on stage. I'm like, ah. And then he walks out, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm just gonna let it go. So he goes out there and gives the whole freaking speech. And he comes back, he's like, how's it going? How did I do? I'm like, good. I didn't say anything because after
At that point,
I'm gonna let him figure it out. You're gonna get into the car and you're gonna be like, my fly's down. I wonder how long my fly's been down. That was the whole time, sir. Like you gave the whole speech with your fly down. I didn't want to say that. So
oh boy. All right. Talk about the depressing results of the election. No,
Yep.
not all depressing, but
no, I
interesting.
mean it is what it is.
Interesting
You know what's
results.
funny? I've been like very melancholy, just trying to like think about my career and all that, you know. And I chose to be in this life where I'm on the ballot once every 4 years, and I chose to be part of a life where I'm going to back candidates. And I'm going to be involved in the other 2-3 years, and sometimes you get involved in races and things don't go your way. And that's the case with the Jason Gore campaign. I'm real proud of what I did. I'm real proud that I backed a guy I thought was the best guy, and I know was the best guy, and it just didn't turn out. You know, it's hard to run for office in Lake County as a first-timer, and we experienced that the other day. And I want to congratulate Jerry Williams, the new sheriff of Lake County. He's going to be, because he's going to kick David Crane's ass in November and become Lake County's first African-American sheriff. He ran a great campaign. He's a great guy. He's going to be great. And Steve Flores, the chief of St. John, was in second place at 22%. So Jerry Williams won the race with 26%. So
I should not man, because obviously there were
Six
women
person.
involved. 6-person race, and it's just amazing that you basically could win a primary with 26%, one in 4 votes.
if we were in, so like even if we were in Illinois where they take the top 2 and then they run them off against each other, Goran Jenkins, who finished third with 17%, wouldn't have been in it. So we would have been out. It would have been Williams versus Flores in that case. But in this case, we don't do it like that in Indiana. We take the highest percentage total in the primary, even if there's multiple candidates. So in this case, Williams had 26% of the vote, and he's going to run against the Republican. It was the only candidate, David Crane, and Williams is going to beat him 80-20. And Williams is going to become the Lake County Sheriff. So, but, Jason, I'm real proud of the job Jason did. I thought he was a great candidate. I'm real proud of the job our team did. It was an experience that I'll never forget. It was a great team. We loved each other. We worked together hard. We did it for months and months and months together. And, it just sucked. I was getting melancholy the last week of the campaign because I was like, this is a special group of people we have around us, and we got a great candidate, and we all like each other, and we're having fun. And that last Saturday meeting, I was getting a little teary because
campaigns are always, you tend to meet new people, which is always great. You have a bond because of what you're trying to accomplish. And that bond is like, it never leaves. Even if the campaign's over, you're always going to see people. Mm-hmm. Like we even see people today that we know were in your campaign 23 years ago. Yeah. And you have that special, like, God, you remember when blah, 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 blah happened? Mm-hmm. And you still
Butch
remember
Blevins,
those things.
Just names like that. Butch and I don't run all the time, but I'll never forget him because in my first race, he was one of the guys that believed in me. And, I don't know why I just came up with him, but there's people like that.
That you don't see weekly or monthly.
I don't see him on the regular at all.
Right.
But like Butch, I walk up and give him a big hug as soon as I see him because it's like that guy helped me get elected when I needed it, the first time, right? So like the thing about Jason that I was trying to – so first off, we're in the headquarters and the numbers start coming back, and Kevin and I have like a thumb roll with each other because Kevin's in the election office. He's on the election board, and him and I talk, and we both feel the same way about the early vote. Right, Kev?
Yeah. In fact – at the end of this segment, I want to go through some of it, but yes, you go ahead.
So the early vote is to Kevin and I is the most accurate poll you'll ever run because anybody from any part of Lake County could vote in it for a period of weeks. And in this case, so when the early vote comes back, it's my opinion that's the final result. Basically, you still have to count all the election day votes, but usually the early vote when it comes back, that's usually basically who's going to win. Who won the early vote usually wins the election. Who's in second in the early vote usually is in second place. And in this case, it basically turned out the exact same way that we anticipated. And so the early vote comes back. I'm sitting next to Jason and Tracy, and we're in the back meeting, and we were in fourth place in the early vote. And it was like, oh.
And let me say a couple other things about the early vote that Tom and I have generally found over the years. First of all, it generally is about a third. And Dave Werpel, same thing. We always talk about this. It's usually about a third of the vote. In this case, the sheriff's early vote was 13,000. The total votes were 38,000. Yeah. So there you go. It's one third.
No, early vote went up this race, so.
No, but as a percentage of the total,
no, actually,
it was one third.
I was checked. I know this election, I agree. But 4 years ago on this cycle, it was not. And I was.
What was it, like 25%?
Yes.
Yeah, so it gives them that.
Each election, the early vote percentage-wise is
goes
going up.
Yeah.
And if you compare apples to apples, Kevin, so you don't go back 2 years. You
go back to the midterm.
Right. And by the way, that number was skewed high, too. You know why? Because Tom McDermott was running for U.S. Senate.
You were on the ballot.
We had a good turnout in Lake County, which was very.
But it was still lower than this turnout.
Oh yeah, no, this turnout was better.
The other thing I'd say about early vote before we get into some of the races and where they ended up is that the early vote, if it's tight, like within a percentage point or two, it can move. But otherwise, I don't think it does.
Well, how about this?
I'll give you one race that
when this came back. Williams was winning. Williams was winning. Flores was in second. Jenkins was beating us, and we were in fourth. And it was obviously sobering. We were down by like 1,300 votes, like right off the bat. And it was just like, okay. But and we were talking about our campaign. I was like, if we're down in the early vote, I don't want you guys to panic because we felt like election day returns were going to be better to us because of the late breaking news that came out. And I think election day was better, but it was better for Jerry, and it was worse for Flores. I think honestly, because if you guys, I know you guys remember if you're listening to the Lock Pod, we came out with some information late in the game that some campaign contributions had gone to the Flores camp, and Jason and I decided that was an important issue that we wanted to get out there, and we did, and we thought that we were going to be the recipient of some of the negative. And in this case, I think what happened was Flores, I think, this is my impression, I'm sure the Flores camp would feel differently. I think it did hurt him because you saw Flores was real strong on the early vote and he was not as strong on the election day vote. And I think that was late breaking news that caused that personally. So what happened was Williams was clearly in first. Flores was a very close second on the early vote. And then the election day returns came out, and Williams just took off.
Yeah, so just looking at the numbers, right, in the sheriff's race, the early vote was Williams 25%, Flores 24%, Jenkins 18%, Gore 16%, Trajkovic 13%. The final vote, Williams went from 25 to 26, so it held. Flores went from 24 to 22, so he went down 2%. Jenkins went from 18 to 17. Gore went from 16 to 17, and Trajkovic stayed at 13. So very tight.
That supports my theory.
Yeah.
So
that Flores got hurt dropped in the day of vote.
But Gore didn't gain from that Flores drop.
Williams stayed strong.
Williams separated himself even more, and then it was over.
Yeah, but the interesting part is the early vote held.
I agree,
which we always say it does.
But we were correct in the fact that there was going to be ramifications from what we said about the campaign contributions. But in this case, the ramifications, this is my opinion, is against Flores. Flores lost a couple percent because of that, whereas Williams stayed strong. Gore went up a little bit, but
Gore went up a percent.
It wasn't enough for us to make a difference in the race.
Yeah, so. Percentage-wise, it stayed pretty much the same. Yep.
So basically, I do again. Roy Dominguez was campaign manager for Jerry Williams. Congratulations to Roy. They did a great job on the early vote. They did a great job with their candidate. They stayed true to their message and got through this. And Jason, I thought, this is what I was trying to impress upon him, and I'm not sure how much they were listening, is I remember a guy named Oscar Martinez that ran for sheriff 3 or 4 times before he finally got elected.
Three and then a caucus, right?
He
was
won
it 2
and
then a caucus? I can't remember.
It was 3.
3 and a caucus.
He ran twice, and then the third time I supported him, and I was proud to support him on the third time. But what I'm saying is, I hope Jason thinks about staying involved, and because I think he's a great guy and
great law enforcement officer, great, really good.
He's a great guy.
Person.
Yeah, him and his family are wonderful. I mean, the team he put around him was great. It was a blast for me. It was a blast. It's something I'm not going to forget, and it sucks that we didn't win, but
Jerry Williams is going to be the next sheriff, and that's okay.
Jerry Williams is going to be the next sheriff.
He's a good guy.
I'm not even going to play the game wait till November. Bullshit. Jerry Williams is going to spank David Crane in November, and he's going to become the Lake County Sheriff, and I wish him nothing but the best. So, and it was a tough day also, and so now we're going to get into Scott Miller's race. Scott Miller lost. He lost to Christina Signorelli. She's a newcomer. She worked her butt off. She deserves the victory. This just, to me, all due respect to Christina, I'm very happy for her. I'm sure she's going to be fine, and she's going to be great. And I'm sure over the next 4 years, her and I are going to get to know each other better because I'm her mayor. I'm the main mayor in her district, so I'm sure her and I are going to have to.
She lives in your city.
We're going to have to learn how to work together, and I'm sure we will. It's happened before. So, but to me, honestly, and I don't want Scott to be too depressed over this. This is hangover from Scott's previous job. There's no doubt about it. And by the way, I had a feeling, right off the bat when I heard about this, I was like, guys, I don't think this is a good idea. And I'm not saying I didn't get on board. I was like, okay, I'm on board. But right off the bat, I was like, Scott, I don't understand why you're doing this, to be honest with you, because you're doing a great job as my chief of staff and nobody's messing with you. It's like a year ago, you were getting attacked daily, and now you're in my team and you're protected and everybody respects you and you're doing a good job. And so my initial instinct was, I'm not sure why you're doing this, Scott. And then, obviously election day didn't turn out the way we hoped for Scott. But, I hope he's not too down in the dumps about that loss. But
yeah, these are tough things. And I think, just remembering what Scott kind of had to say back when he made the decision was he felt that it was a new chapter in his life. He wanted to get more involved. Politically, took a shot at it, didn't work out. And by the way, early vote held. Scott went from 38 to 37. Christina went from 62 to 63. So it literally held almost exactly.
Yeah. So Scott, not a good day for Scott either. Another race that we were following, another race I was following, I had her yard sign up in my yard, and this was a tough decision for me to put Gina Pimentel's yard sign up in my yard because I am friends with Peggy Katona. Yeah. I am friends. I've been friends with Peggy for 25, 30 years. I love her and her family.
Done great things for the party.
Yeah. And I didn't back her in this race on purpose because I didn't think it was right that she was running again. And then I'm just going to leave it there, okay? And she knows why I feel that way, and I know a lot of people know why we feel that way, and there's no reason to talk about Peg anymore because she didn't win. So, but the fact is, Gina is going to be great as our auditor. I'm proud for Gina. Sandra Ford ran a great race as well. But I hope that next time I see Peg, I hope that she doesn't hate me because we've been friends for too long to let it come to that. But one day it's going to be time for Tom McDermott to walk away, and I'm going to walk away. And if I don't walk away on my own, I'm going to see people like Kevin selling me out, and it's going to hurt because Kevin's been there. I'm just kidding, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
No, but so one day, if I decide to push this too long, close friends of mine are going to be like, I can't do it anymore, Tom. You don't deserve to be there anymore. And it's going to be tough to hear when that happens. But in my opinion, that's what happened to Peg. It was time for us to move on as a party. And I know that Peg doesn't like that, you know.
I mean, it's right. It's always hard to like retire or hang it up, right? I'm sure that day is going to come for all of us, either professionally or as an elected official, like you said, Tom. And I love Peggy. I do. I mean, I've known her since the day I started getting involved in politics, and she's been awesome for the party.
Family.
Yeah, I mean, it's just to me, it just ended up a lot different than I would hope for Peggy, in the sense that, like, I wish she would have just hung it up.
Thank you, Kevin.
And
I wish Peg would have just, because honestly, Peg has gone through a lot in the last few years.
She lost her husband. I mean,
she got injured.
Yeah,
she's having trouble like getting to work.
Yes.
So like, and if Peg, to me, this is how it should have gone down. What you just said, Peg should have been like, "Hey, listen, I love you guys. I love the Democratic Party. It's time for somebody, sort of like Dave Ham did.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for the younger generation to step up. I'm going to hang it up." And then if Peg does that, she walks out a freaking hero.
Hero. And we still should celebrate what she did. I talked to Gina, I think maybe day after, and she even said, she said, I don't have anything against Peggy. I've known Peggy since the day I got involved too.
Of course.
But you know what? I'm happy for Gina because she's a really good new fresh face and younger person in the party that's going to do great things. So congrats to Gina. And by the way, real quick, this is an interesting one, right? Because the early vote had Peggy at 37, Gina at 36. So that actually went from 36, Peggy went to 34, and Ford went from 26 to 30. So it actually
that changed a lot.
It changed. It was only 800 votes.
It was tight.
It was so tight.
Right.
And that's what we always say. If it's tight,
Mm-hmm.
if it's within a % or two, it can flip.
Right.
So who did Sandra help or hurt?
I'll be honest, Sandra held her own. And this is my...
No, I mean, if she wasn't in it.
But like the thing is, Sandra did... I don't think Sandra in a normal election is as strong as she appears that day. I think Sandra appears a lot stronger that day because she's from Gary.
And Gary voted.
And Gary voted hard. And so and she was the only candidate in that race from Gary. So what you see there is just Gary's strength, man. That's Gary exerting its influence. That's the same. That 30% Sandra Ford guy is Jerry Williams' vote also, and that's what distinguished Jerry Williams in the sheriff's race is the power of the Gary precinct organization. Absolutely.
I heard from somebody in the Williams camp who mentioned that one of their key strategies was to push the vote out within Gary specifically, and it worked well. Gary voted.
Yep. It sure did.
Another race. All right, go ahead.
Friend of mine, friend of ours, Levetta Sparks Wade. I've known Levita. I've known Levita probably 10 or 15 years. She worked for me for a while. She lived in Hammond for a while, and then she moved back to Gary to take a job with Mayor Melton, and that didn't last very long. And now Levetta's back in Gary. Recently, let go by Mayor Melton and his team, and she's decides to run for Congress. And I love Levita, and I'm still friends with Levita. If I would have been involved with this, I would have tried to steer her another direction because she's a talented elected official. And if I would have, if she would have gone, no offense, Levita, I don't think that running against Frank was worth it because, I think that if Levita takes her frustration and anger and points it at some other office, she probably could have made some noise and maybe even won, especially with the way Gary turned out. But running against the congressman is just it's a tough
lost
race.
80-20. I don't think
she didn't raise money.
No.
It was just it was more like a protest kind of race, But it was 80-20. Frank easily won. Frank's got a race in November. I'm not saying that Frank's going to lose, but the only reason that it's worth circling Frank's November race is because Barb Regnitz, she's a Porter County commissioner, loaned her campaign $1.5 million. So she's got enough money. And that what that does in a congressional race is she'll show that $1.5 million to all these super PACs in Washington, D.C. and all these. And because she passes certain thresholds, it qualifies her for more federal money. So she can turn that $1.5 million into probably $3 or $4 million of matching money. And she could run a race against Frank that's well funded. I'm not saying that she's going to win because Lake County is certainly bigger than Porter County, but she could run a race against Frank that's well funded. And if you're well funded, you got a shot, I guess. But
yeah, I don't know. I think, to me, it just seems like that first race against Frank 4 years ago, that was
Jennifer Ruth Green.
That was their best shot. I don't think Frank gets
I agree with you.
I mean, I think Frank, by the way, because of that, the first district in Indiana has become on the DNC's map, so they help fund Frank now. I think he's going to be fine in the fall, especially
this year
because
for sure.
Yeah, and so
because this year is a Democratic year in November.
And there's another congressional race I wanted to point out, Andre Carson, and we talked about that a little bit.
Destiny Wells ran against Andre Carson down in Indianapolis, and George Hornado was running against Andre Carson also, and that was a nasty race.
It was, and
very negative.
And Andre won 62%, Destiny 23%, Hornado 10%. So
then let's be honest, man. In a 3-person race, getting 63% of the vote,
big.
that is a mandate.
Yeah.
That is a whooping.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, all due respect to Destiny, that was a mauling.
And it was interesting because George went in early,
right?
And then Destiny came in, and that in a 2-person race, I was like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. 3-person race. I thought Andre was going to win. Obviously, you did too, Mayor.
If it was a 2-person race, it would have been 65-35.
Sure, exactly.
Right. And Destiny would have been the 35.
Yep.
So, the fact is, and Destiny was as negative as I've ever seen a race run against Andre Carson. I've never seen a more negative race. She really burned a lot of bridges in Indianapolis with that race, man.
Wow.
Big time, by the way. Because let me tell you something that I remember from 2022 when I ran for U.S. Senate. I remember going down to Indianapolis. I was a participant in parades. Andre was like the freaking mayor.
Yeah.
Everybody in Indianapolis loves Andre Carson, especially the black community. Okay, so
his mother was Congresswoman for
they've had it for like 29 years.
Yep.
That family has 30 years. So basically, Destiny ran against an extremely popular congressman that's extremely popular in the African American community, and not just run against him. She attacked him relentlessly for the whole campaign. Never seen anything like it before. And she was blaming him for poor turnout. She's blaming him for stuff going on in Washington, D.C. And then Andre whooped her. He whooped her. It was like all that negative attack, basically putting her career on the line, running against a very popular incumbent. She got destroyed. And it's just like, I'm not sure what's left for Destiny in Indianapolis after a turnout like that, because she certainly made no friends in the African-American community.
And I think Andre kind of reasserted himself as a very, very tough person to beat.
Andre's very
strong.
He's down in Indy. I tell you what, if Andre ever threw his name in the mayor's mix, there would be a lot of people that were very nervous because Andre's that popular. He could run for mayor of Indy, in my opinion.
I think he could, but I think he's also very comfortable in Washington. He's been there for now. What do you think? 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, maybe?
No, dude, he's been there a long time.
More than that?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know, maybe 15.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
6, and by the way, mayor of Indy is something that we're going to be talking about on Lockpot also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a couple other, we want to another friend of yours and mine both that won big time, 80-20 was Clerk Mike Brown.
Yep. And you know what's crazy is Mike Brown had an opponent the whole race, and he wasn't nervous ever. He didn't react. He was just like, I got this. In fact, one of his top people, Amanda, who we all, Amanda hires, of course she was supporting Andre. Of course she was supporting Mike Brown, but Amanda was also on Jason Gore's campaign,
very
helping
active,
a lot.
Yeah.
And Mike Brown is one of the coolest guys in Lake County politics, man.
Agreed.
He's just a cool dude. He had a contested primary. He's like, it's cool. I got this.
And
he did.
And just again, early vote, Mike Brown 79, his opponent 21. Final vote, Mike Brown 79, his opponent 21.
Yeah.
So that held. And again, John Patalis also won 66% to 63-37. The early vote was 66-34. So congrats to John Patalis as well.
Mm-hmm. So that's and now we're going to come back after break, and we're going to talk about the next section of our show is going to be about the President Trump's Hoosier Revenge Tour. And, we're going to cover, so this is about the 9 Indiana senators that had the guts to say, no, Mr. President, we're not going to redistrict Indiana. And an unprecedented level of money was spent to get those 9 people out of office. So we're going to come back in the second half and talk about how that tour went.
Yeah, we're going to do that. We're also going to have an update on Greg Ballard and his race for an independent slot on the November ticket for Secretary of State.
And then in the third segment today, we got Navy stories. Everybody loves Navy stories.
Who doesn't like a good Navy story?
Yeah.
We heard one pre-show that we can't even repeat.
Nope.
All right, so let's but I'm sure you know what the topic was.
It was the same topic as the low zipper. So let's go ahead and do our ads. When we come back, we're going to talk about Trump's Hoosier Revenge Tour. First off with Powering Indiana Lake County, our premier and studio sponsor. Powering Indiana Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. At Powering Indiana Lake County, we set the standard for excellence in electrical work. As IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors, we ensure safety, reliability, and quality for Northwest Indiana corporations, businesses, and homes. But our mission goes beyond the job site. We're creating a brighter future for the region we proudly serve. Powering Indiana, Lake County, bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community. Find the right electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
A longtime friend of the show and premier studio sponsor, this powerhouse duo represents two outstanding companies deeply invested in building and supporting our hometowns, 219 Development and Bauer Construction. 219 Development is focused on smart, responsible redevelopment across Northwest Indiana, and Bauer Construction is the boots-on-the-ground team that brings those visions to life. These aren't just builders, they're community partners. If you want to build something meaningful in the region or wherever your vision takes you, start with 219 Development and Bauer Construction. Reach them at 219-268-8484 or email Jack at jrfarino@219dev.com.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. Stay in the loop and connected by hitting up their website at mcrpartnersllc.com for tailored assistance. Don't hesitate to reach out to Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511.
Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 40-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Baltonsberger, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing always on time and within budget. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions that leave a lasting impression. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today.
Don't let your business get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and aimless marketing. The Branding Room Floor is Northwest Indiana's best full-time, full-service marketing agency, providing data-driven results to help your business grow in a crowded market. From website development and digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the Branding Room Floor will set your business or organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit thebrandingroomfloor.com today.
Thanks to our sponsors.
Including our studio sponsor, Powering Indiana Lake County.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about Trump's Hoosier Revenge Tour. It's one of the most fascinating power plays we've seen in a long time in Indiana, and it tells you everything about Donald Trump's grip on today's Republican Party. Axios had a really strong piece on it called Trump's Revenge Tour Steamrolls Indiana Holdouts, and it focused on what happened after a group of Indiana Republican state senators refused to do what Trump wanted on redistricting. Now think about this. Indiana Republicans already dominate Indiana politically, but Trump wanted the maps redrawn again, specifically to make it even harder for Democrats like Congressman Frank Mervan in Northwest Indiana and Congressman Andre Carson in Indianapolis to hold on to their seats. And surprisingly, a handful of Republican Indiana state senators pushed back. Not Democrats, Republicans pushed back. These were longtime conservative GOP senators who basically said, we already handled redistricting after the census. We're not redrawing maps every time Washington wants another congressional seat. Well, Trump took that personally, and basically, here we are. What do you think about this, Kev?
Yeah, I mean, we covered this, right? And you and I were both I remember specifically us both saying that once it gets to the floor of the Senate, they're going to fold.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Right.
They stood strong, and they were like, this is Indiana. We're going to stay strong. We don't think redistricting is the thing to go. And they basically, in Trump's mind, probably flipped them off.
Yeah.
And you had Vance and everybody else saying, and Turning Point, and saying, like, we're going to come primary you guys, and we're going to come after you, and you're going to lose your seats because
So
you're
then-
not real Republicans.
So then what happens is what they openly call it Trump's Indiana revenge tour. Millions of dollars poured into obscure Indiana state Senate primaries that normally nobody outside the district would ever notice.
Tom, let me ask you, talk about your experience with Senate primaries, throughout the state. First of all, Senate district is what? Maybe
4 years ago. Let's just say 4 years ago
Sure.
when Senator Donnell, who was one of the targets, ran. I bet you Senator Donnell ran that race, primary and general, for less than 60 grand, 70 grand.
I think you're right.
Probably the whole thing.
Without a
From
doubt.
beginning, so that's through the primary and through the general election. I bet you he ran the whole thing for 50 or 60 grand, Senator Donnell.
And in Lake County Senate districts, there's several Senate districts within the county. A lot of places throughout Indiana, Senate districts are multiple counties. So that's about the room you have.
So
right?
basically, now let's put it in perspective. So if Senator Donnell, assuming we're right, ran it for 50 or 60 grand, let's just call it 100 grand, okay? 100 grand, you can't do a lot. You could get yard signs, they're expensive, right? You do a couple direct mails, they're expensive, right?
Maybe some radio.
We get some radio.
Social media ads.
That's your election.
Sure.
And that's your money. Honestly,
And
direct
that's-
mails for a Senate district are probably 10 grand at least for the district. So you do a couple direct mails in the primary, a couple direct mails in the general. You got your yard signs that aren't cheap. That's 60 or 70 grand, right?
And you're saying primary in general.
Primary and general.
I agree with you.
How about this? So I'm driving to the Cubs game, and I'm listening to the Cubs radio, right? Chicago station, 670, right? Score, it's not cheap.
Right, AM.
First off, it's appealing to an Illinois audience. Indiana's included in there just because we're part of the region of Chicago, okay? I'm driving there, and on the Score, they did multiple commercials against Dan Darnell as I was driving to the Cubs
And on
game.
TV. And on Cubs TV.
And this isn't the Northwest Indiana market is the smallest part of that market. So you don't see candidates from Northwest Indiana doing Chicago ads because it doesn't hit your audience very well.
But it's the most expensive TV market.
Agree with you, bro.
So when you run statewide, and Tom has run statewide, and I ran right along. I followed him along all the way around the state, and what you learned was the Louisville market, the Cincinnati market, the Indianapolis market, South Bend, Fort Wayne, Richmond, all those markets, cheap
TV.
markets. Chicago,
yeah.
10 times.
So
some of those
only
markets.
a few races in Northwest Indiana, you'll see Chicago media involved. Usually it's Mike Braun running for
Governor, right.
Running for governor.
U.S. Senate.
Right. You'll see those. And because they have millions of dollars, they can afford the Chicago rates, right? You never see small races like
A
that.
state Senate race?
Not just that.
Think about
multiple commercials.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars had to pour in. And it goes to show you, money. And the other thing about these, because you want to finish because I think there's more to come on this.
Yeah. So what followed was we already did that. Trump-backed challengers were recruited specifically to punish Republican senators who refused to go along with the redistricting push. And here in Northwest Indiana, we saw two major political casualties: Senator Dan Darnell of Highland and Senator Rick Niemeyer of Lowell. They're both longtime Republican state senators, both well-known locally, and both wiped out politically after opposing the Trump-backed effort.
Rick Niemeyer is basically, in my opinion, a Republican legend. He's been around forever.
He's a
in
rhino,
Republican
according
politics.
to Trump.
Yeah.
Darnell especially was considered an establishment Republican fixture in Northwest Indiana politics for years. He was the Republican Lake County Republican chairman.
Yes.
Niemeyer had built a reputation as a serious conservative legislator with deep roots in the region. Didn't matter. Trump's political machine came after him anyway, and that's the real takeaway, in my opinion. This wasn't about Democrats versus Republicans. This was about loyalty to Trump, and the message was crystal clear. If you're a Republican office holder and you publicly defy Donald Trump, even on a state legislative issue here in Indiana, Trump will spend whatever it takes to end your political career.
And to me, that's the sad part about it, because this isn't even like you mentioned, and I think that's the key takeaway from this, is that it's not party. It's about loyalty to one person.
Yeah.
It's about I don't want to.
It's a cult.
It's a cult. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, these are real Republicans. Trust us. We know these are good Republican office holders, and they are loyal to the Republican Party. And to go down like this, I just think it's crazy. I would just, in a way, I'm wondering, and again, it depends on how the maps are drawn. Some of these maybe pick up opportunities for the Democrats, because if you have somebody so far dedicated to Trump and you won on that,
I agree
and all
with
of a
you.
sudden you've got a Democrat, and this fall is going to be all about the Congress and everything like that. You may have
Interesting.
some
agree with you, bro.
Democratic pickups.
Oh, I agree with you. In the state Senate.
Yeah,
Sorry.
in the
I
Senate.
agree with you. I agree with you. Because like these guys, honestly, if DeVries, if I ever ran into him, I'd probably be nice to him because I'm nice to everybody.
right,
but like,
but
I'd
I
never
don't-
work with the guy.
I,
It's like fuck you, man, and you and your Trump, and you take out a really good guy like Dan Darnell.
Yeah.
And like, believe me, if Dan Darnell is running for election against a Democrat, I'm going to support the Democrat. It's my job.
Yep.
But it's not like I hate Dan Darnell. I like him. He's a great guy.
Rick Nehmeyer, same thing. We've known him. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there's partisan issues, right, that come up. But I think the one thing about Indiana that works well is that like there are times when bipartisanship still works and is very healthy for the state and for people and our residents of Indiana and things like that. The Bears are a great example.
So the president of the United States essentially intervened in low-level Indiana legislative races and reshaped part of the Indiana State Senate through sheer force of influence, endorsements, and money. That's a big story. And here in Northwest Indiana, it got very local very fast. So,
John, what's your thought on this as a Republican?
I didn't expect this, and I don't know if you guys.
You didn't think
or
it would
not.
work? You
I
mean?
didn't think this
I didn't
was
either.
going to happen.
I didn't
and
either.
honestly, it makes me worried about Massey's upcoming primary. I think
Oh,
it's
wow.
in May. We have to protect Massey, man. I mean,
And the president's
They are-
going after him
dude.
hard.
Oh my gosh! You thought they're spending money in Indiana? Holy smokes!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
So that'll be something we'll watch for
I
sure.
just didn't expect it. What did like you guys personally? Did you think this was going to happen or not?
You know, we ran into Dan.
never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
We ran into Dan at pre-show once. He was with his wife,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, we were like, "Hey, how you feeling?" He's like, "You know, I think he'd almost been resigned to it." He said, "I've done
did.
everything I can.
He was.
I've done everything I can
This
do."
was months ago.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to lose, Tom.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like,
Wow.
Dan, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you're a freaking great guy. How? He knew it was coming.
He said
He
they're
saw the money.
spending so much money against me,
Dude,
and he
think
said
about it.
Yeah,
They're spending millions.
Yeah.
And he raises 50, 60,000.
Now, don't get me wrong. He did say that the state Republican Party was throwing hundreds of thousands of
Yes.
dollars into his race, but it still wasn't enough.
So you have a couple $100,000
Mm-hmm.
versus millions in the same race. They're advertising on Chicago Score. Dan's advertising on WJOB. All due respect to WJOB. It's not even close. Like, the Score is going to be 10 times the audience, 10 times the price. And Dan's over here on WJOB just trying to talk to, North Township.
Well, and it was like the point, you know how like you get towards elections, and you're like, oh my God, more political ads. That's what it was like on these against him. It was like dun, dun, over and over
Dude,
and over and
brutal
over
too.
again.
He sold land to China.
like, what?
He's a disgrace.
No
That's,
way.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
He sold
it's-
farmland. I'm thinking, really?
Like, that's how it ended. He is a disgrace. And that's, by the way, they were canned. It was the same article. There was the same ad
Yep,
that played
everybody-
for
for
each
each
of
of
the
them.
senators, right? They're
Oh,
all,
wow.
Niemeyer, he's a disgrace. They're all, it was this, he sold land to China.
Yep.
He did this. He did that. He's a rhino. He turned his back. He voted with the liberals.
He turned his back on
It was
Donald
the same
Trump.
ad
Yeah.
that they
Trump's
played.
always praising Xi Jinping. You know,
Yeah.
It's true.
love China.
I think the other thing is it tells you about Republican primaries is that in primaries you're going to have the more like party faithful, I guess. In this case, Trump faithful that came out and voted.
So when's the next shot at redistricting now because of this?
I guess
Well, it
next
doesn't matter
session,
now
yeah.
because, like, for Trump, it doesn't matter because
for
they
the midterms. Yeah.
Be for 28.
maybe next term, but like it doesn't help Trump anymore. So,
Right.
like, does he care as much?
It was
Probably
more.
not.
He
just
doesn't give a
like
shit about
revenge.
the next person that's running.
You're
He
not
doesn't
going to
give a
see
shit.
this money come in 28.
Right, because he doesn't care. He just did what he had to do. I have to beat them. But like, if I was Frank Mervan, I'd be looking for other office to run for because they're going to change his district.
They may try to.
Wow.
They're going to.
Yeah, and the other thing I'd say is what it also does, John, is to me it's a shot across the bow to any other state that is considering redistricting now or in the future when
Agree with
Trump's
you.
around,
Agree
because
with you,
he's
bro.
going to be like, don't cross me.
Yep.
So,
Have you guys been following I think it was a Supreme Court ruling about the redistricting in southern states.
Louisiana?
Yeah.
Like that's all going to go red too.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
They
I
just
mean,
changed Tennessee.
Yeah.
They changed the districts in Tennessee. That's a whole story in itself.
yeah,
I just
Oh,
don't
we
like
won't-
it. Like I think of like Mitch Daniels' article when he came out
Yeah.
against it. It just makes me like I just don't like it.
Mitch Daniels a rhino. That's
That's
according to
what Trump would say.
That's what Trump
Yeah.
says.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm not talking shit about Mitch Daniels.
Yeah.
I'm just acting like Trump there.
But I really thought the vote was going to trend the same way as
Me
the
too.
state senators
Me too.
who stood their ground.
Me too.
I would hope that a guy like Dan Darnell is proven that he's a freaking just a great elected official and that's bipartisan and people could work with, and it just didn't matter. It's like the cult of personality.
Dude,
I hope they
name.
come back.
Yeah, that was like a name
Yeah.
that I knew since I was
Rick
like a
Niemeyer?
kid. Yes.
Yes.
It's like
I hope they come back.
Wow.
Darnell was the Lake County chairman for the Republican Party. So
this is another
couple of things. We have a whole segment left too, so we should probably like try to.
Yeah, it's getting late. All right, but I do want to mention a couple things. One, I haven't seen the totals yet, but somebody said Diego Morales lost his delegate race. Delegates like a little section of delegates run within a section of a community. Yeah. So basically, his neighborhood voted against him. Yeah. So that happened.
And by the way,
I don't know if that's such a good sign, by the way.
So, like, in your delegate area, there's a whole number of people that qualify,
like
too.
15, 20 people run.
You just got to finish in the top 15.
Yes, exactly.
Right. It's not like you have to beat another person to be a delegate. You have to finish. It's like an at-large race.
You're right, yeah.
So, Diego, finished,
like
16th. 16th out of, 17 people. Him and his wife finished 16th and 17th.
We got to get those totals.
Too?
It did.
It did happen to Badastados.
It was like you had to vote for 12.
These are facts, Spiros. Don't sue us. Don't sue us for saying facts.
You had to vote for 12, and he was 13th or whatever it was.
Yeah, and there were only 13.
Correct.
Yeah, 13 out of 13.
Yeah.
It's like 0.0.
It's like 3 blocks, right? It's like
it's probably like I don't know, like a third of a city or a quarter of a city or something.
But it's not super competitive.
No.
Usually, if there's 13 spots, usually 13 people sign up. Maybe
and everyone wins.
Everybody's basically guaranteed. So Diego's like, shit, just put my name down. I'm going to be in. Right. Nope. Fuck off.
That is not a good sign for his. Like he can't
off,
even.
Diego. Is that the name of the show?
He can't even vote for himself in the convention.
Yep.
So the other thing this is another real quick. I want to just touch on this is that Tom brought this up and we talked about Greg Ballard, who is running an independent run at the Secretary of State, which could really change the dynamic of that race. And in my opinion, probably help the Democrat that gets nominated. We thought there's no way Greg Ballard, former mayor of Indianapolis, former Republican mayor of Indianapolis, can get the 37,000 vote signatures that he needs. We were like, there's no way. It was like, the Baton Death March for us to get the 5,000. And he apparently has 20,000 of 37,000 signatures right now.
Dude, that's a big story, man.
That is a huge story. I can't wait to talk to who was in charge of the signatures.
Let's get Ballard.
Huge.
Let's get Ballard on the show.
I'd love to get Greg Ballard on.
I know him.
Kellogg, let's go.
Let's get Greg Ballard, Steve. Yeah. He'll come on for sure. Him and I were friends when he was mayor of Indy. Yeah.
Well, mayors get along.
Yeah. No, I mean, he remembers me for sure.
Let's get him on. That would be, I can't wait to hear.
Because this is a huge story, guys. Because, for those of you that are frustrated with two-party system, if he's successful in establishing a Lincoln Party, which is what he's calling
going
it,
under.
And if he does this and he gets over, 5% of the vote?
I think it's less than that, 3%.
3% of the vote, you're right. As Secretary of State, he literally establishes another party in Indiana called the Lincoln Party.
Correct.
So then all you people that are frustrated with two-party system have another option to go to. Because in all due respect to the Libertarian Party, that's always been a party of just...
Now we're going to have 4 parties.
Right. And Libertarian Party is always just basically loses. So, you don't want...
Yeah.
If you ever ran as a libertarian, it's more like it's like Destiny running against Andre.
I think there are people that are dedicated to the Libertarian
I'm
Party.
not saying that. I'm saying you're not going to win.
Correct.
You're going to lose. If you put the L next to your name, it's for loser, not for libertarian.
Oh, man.
I'm saying, dude, no offense to the Libertarian Party. In the statewide politics, if you put the L next to your name, you lose.
What's the
so the Lincoln Party
another L.
Another L. You guys got to stop this with the L parties.
But no, when Rainwater ran...
Call it something with W.
Rainwater got 19%, remember? When he ran against us.
He lost, though.
And he beat... I know, but he beat the Democrat in
he lost
17 counties.
I voted for Rainwater.
There you go.
Dude,
I'm not saying libertarians are losers. I'm saying you got to come up with a party that starts with a W.
June 30th. June 30th is the deadline for Greg Ballard to get
his
Joe.
I
Signatures.
see the wheels turning.
I mean, if you went Lincoln, you could go Washington, right?
Washington Party.
W.
There you go. I knew Joe.
Fly the W.
I saw the wheels turning.
Then we can all wear our Fly the W shirts.
Yeah.
All right, let's do ads. Come back. We've got some more to talk about. Todd Rokita in the news. Go figure.
Yeah. To Rokita intimidating voters. Well,
knocking at people's door.
Knocking on people's doors to tell them about their Facebook posts. Fact.
Yes, this is America in 2026.
Doesn't that seem American? And then photos of Navy food spark outrage. Oh, yeah. Good. We could talk some Navy. So let's go ahead and do some ads. When we come back, we got those queued up and waiting for you. First off, let's start off with Cantrell and Cantrell, longtime sponsors of our show and longtime guests in the studio. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? If so, give Cantrell and Cantrell a call and schedule your consultation with somebody who's in the court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
The Bug Guys. Oh, so you need to read this.
Call them, man.
You're so good at this. Guess who's back? Back again. The Bug Guys are back. Tell a friend. I don't do that nearly as good as you do.
It's all right.
The Bug Guys Pest Control, #1 in the streets and #1 in your hearts.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Thank
Guess
you.
who's back?
Having
Guess who's-
insect or rodent issues, ants, spiders, bees, mice, or more? Call the Bug Guy Pest Control. No contracts, no hassles, just results. Call 219-810-7481 or find us on Facebook. The Bug Guys Pest Control. Tell the pests we're on the way.
Have they been out yet, Kevin? To you?
Not yet. Coming soon.
Yeah, I got to call them, too.
This Bud's for you. For 150 years, Budweiser has been farm brewed, bottled, and enjoyed across America. Thanks to hard-working Americans and the highest quality American farmed ingredients, we're not just made in America, we're made of America. Budweiser is also the official beer of the Chicago Cubs. Why did you make me read this one?
Mm-hmm.
Go Cubs, baby!
And we'll be celebrating alongside
Pretty tough
their
to beat these days.
You a Sox fan?
150th. Yeah.
15 in a row at home.
Yeah. Anyway, go Cubs, go. Enjoy beers and cheers to 150 years responsibly.
For decades, the Ron J. Prestimer Insurance Agency has been located right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. The Prestimer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and more. The Prestimer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you. Hablamos Español.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outdoor patio, serving its award-winning craft beer, chef-driven food menu, and craft cocktails on draft. Their brewing equipment and production facility offers a unique backdrop for events like bridal showers, reunions, or corporate parties. With their amazing food truck, they can cater to your corporate and private events off-site just off of 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Let them show you that customer service is their top priority. Check out more at bywaybrewing.beer.
All right. Thanks to our sponsors.
And our studio sponsor, Parn, Indiana, Lake County.
All right. So we're not used to public officials knocking on your door and saying, hey, cool it with the Facebook posts. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never done that as mayor of Hammond. And you know, I'm certainly not as high up on the food chain as the Attorney General of the state of Indiana. You know, responsible for 6 million people, you know, trillions of dollars worth of business, or billions of dollars worth of business. And, like, the last thing on your mind if you're an elected official of this type should be people's petty-ass Facebook posts. But so this next story is absolutely wild. It feels like something straight out of a political satire movie. According to a new federal lawsuit filed by the ACLU of Indiana, an investigator working for Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita allegedly threatened a Monroe County man over posting the number 86 on social media pages belonging to Republican politicians. Now, why does that matter? Because after former FBI Director James Comey recently got attacked online over a cryptic 8647 social media post, some people on the political right started claiming 86 means a threat to kill somebody.
And not only get attacked, he got indicted.
But here's the problem. The man being investigated said he was using 86 the way most normal Americans use it, meaning to get rid of, to vote out, or to kick out. The lawsuit says the investigator from Rokita's office actually showed up at the guy's house and warned him he could face criminal charges if he kept posting it online.
Wow.
And according to the lawsuit, the investigator even compared it to threatening the president and allegedly told the man, we could easily indict you over this today.
Whoa.
Now, it says allegedly in there because we don't want to get sued. But this was all taped on the guy's Ring camera.
Oh, it was?
Yes, he's got the whole thing on a Ring camera.
No way.
Yeah.
This is a home run for the ACLU.
Oh, wow.
The ACLU says this is a massive First Amendment violation and political intimidation by the Attorney General's office. And honestly, this is where politics in America gets dangerous and weird at the same time. Because if government investigators start showing up at your home over vague political slang on Facebook, that's a road a lot of Americans, left, right, and center, probably don't want to go down.
Wow.
I'm with you. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, you can't. We have rights still, I think, under the Constitution.
I think.
And for us to be able to come on the air here to put things on our social
Have
media.
Rokita deputies knocking on the door.
I hope not, John. What's your thought on this?
I listen. I follow stuff in politics all over the world, and the UK. You're seeing stuff like people posting their protests to certain immigration in the UK. Next thing you know, they end up in jail for a social media post. And that's what I think of when I see this. Like, I don't think everything should be said, but when I see articles like this, I can't help but be like a free speech absolutist. Like, that is my position.
I agree.
It's scary. I mean,
it's one of the things that makes our country great.
Of course, the fact that you can speak out. It's this whole thing like Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Like think it. Like,
I know, man.
what is
Stephen Colbert?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, people are. And
he's like,
stand up
I
for
am
the
in charge
First
of
Amendment.
I'm in charge of the FCC, and I don't like this guy, and maybe your license doesn't get renewed.
And the
ABC.
networks are like, oh my God.
Right.
It's like stand up for the effing First Amendment, please.
That's a really good point, Kevin. Like, I thought some of the stuff that Kimmel said was in poor taste and shouldn't have been said.
Sure.
But
What about the future widow? She looks like an expectant widow.
dude,
That was rough.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
what is he doing?
That is
I-
fucking
you know,
rough,
it's-
bro.
it's-
The
yeah,
guy
I
that's
mean-
had 3 threats on his life.
Yeah.
personally, probably shouldn't say stuff like that. But you can't have it both ways, right? Like, you can't have it both ways. I mean, some of the terrible things that were said about President Obama.
Yeah.
You know, some of the terrible things that were said about President Biden. You know, I'm not saying that those are better or worse than what was said about President Trump. I'm just saying we live in a free speech society.
Well, and you're right. It goes both ways. Like, think about when, like, some of Trump's posts when that
Sure.
Hollywood director died, and he was actually killed.
Yes,
by
murdered
his son.
murdered by his son.
And he was like,
Okay.
this guy was such a terrible person, and it's like, what are we doing? But
And he got blasted for that, but
Yeah.
his right to say it.
Exactly.
And now we say somebody puts 86 on a Facebook post, and he gets knocked on. The door gets knocked on. Hello, this is your government.
86 means to throw away to me, man.
86,
What did you do?
86 I 86'd it.
Right.
That's how we grew up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I threw it away. I got rid of it. Right. I don't know, Jill. Have you ever used that term?
I haven't, but like they use it in the restaurant world,
Dude,
right?
all
Like,
the
they're-
time
you're
in the
out of it,
restaurant world.
like,
Yeah.
that's
What
all
did
it
they
is.
say?
When I was
You know,
working
you-
at Minor Dunn,
Yeah.
yeah,
86 it.
86 that can of tomatoes.
There you go.
It's
Really?
the expiration. Get it out.
Throw it out, right?
Throw it out.
This is Todd Rakita, John. You said something about a can of tomatoes.
Yeah. Fucking joke, dude.
It's
I
terrible.
don't like it.
Mm-mm.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
So there you go, Todd. Knock on our door.
Let's have how about a Navy story? Those
All
are always
right.
those always cheer people up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we get this from the audience. Our audience, they see a story and they're like, "There you go, that's a Lockpod story." And this one came to me from a fan of the show. By the way, I saw Bowditch in the wild. What's up, Bowditch?
Oh, this was Bowditch?
Nice.
No, it was not Bowditch's
I like
story.
how you
I'm
said
just
it in
saying,
the wild.
I saw Bowditch in the wild. Good to see you, John.
Yeah.
Fan
We
of
should
the
do an
show.
episode on his
Bo.
boat
Oh wow!
Could
There
we
you
smoke
go.
weed on it?
In Illinois?
Yeah.
in the
the
water.
territory.
Bowditch, in the water, we could go like,
Open
out-
waters.
Fucking totally
Oh,
agree, Jill.
I would totally do a stream on
After-
a boat. Yes.
Maybe out past a certain point,
That
you
would
probably
be
could. Yeah.
awesome.
Yes. Yeah, we go outside of the Hammond Marina,
Mm-hmm.
and then we do a show on Bowditch's boat. I love it. See, we got some ideas.
Bowditch.
Bowditch.
Boat itch.
Boat itch.
We have his koozie.
So anyway, Navy photos spark outrage because this next story is getting a ton of attention nationally, especially among military families, because the USA Today published photos showing the food being served to sailors and Marines on board 2 U.S. Navy ships.
That thing is weird.
It looks like
Deployed
the
in the
sole
Middle
of a
East.
shoe.
And just say Tom for 6 years.
Yeah.
Did
Was
you
on
eat
it.
stuff like this?
Dude, that's why I was so skinny when I got out of the Navy. So this is 2 U.S. Navy ships deployed in the Middle East during the Iran conflict. The pictures are rough, man. One tray has a few carrots. So, let me describe it for you: a dry hamburger patty and what looks like a gray slice of mystery meat. Right?
I want to know what that is.
That's a tongue.
What is that?
That's a tongue. It's beef tongue.
Like
Maybe
what?
not beef.
Was it ever identified?
Mystery
what
meat.
is it?
It's mystery meat.
Holy!
Spam like meat.
Congratulations, you're at war. Here's your lunch.
Other photos showed powdered eggs in tiny portions that people online were comparing to prison food. Now, the reason this story exploded is because these photos weren't leaked by political activists. They were shared by worried family members of sailors and Marines serving on board the USS Abraham Lincoln and the USS Tripoli. One mother reportedly said her son lost around 20 pounds during deployment. The Navy's pushing back, saying there's no food shortage and the ships are meeting nutritional standards. Their explanation is that when ships stay out to sea for long periods of time, fresh fruits and vegetables can run low between resupply
And
missions.
you said that's true.
Oh yeah, I told you. I don't know if I said it on the air. I know
You did.
We had one where we were deployed, and we were on for longer than we were supposed to because another submarine fucked up and rammed itself into the coral reef, right? And that was our relief. You have watch stations in the ocean, and we were doing our watch station, and our relief grounded itself before it could get up to us. So we were sitting there for longer than we were supposed to be, and we were eating peanut butter and jelly for way too long.
Wow.
Because we were out of food.
That's what you had.
You can't like surface if you're in a submarine. Hey, could you give me some food here? Because then everybody in the world knows where you are, and that's exactly what you're trying to.
And so that's
avoid.
you think what happened here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the kind of stuff that happens. And believe me, if we had cell phone cameras back then, I would have taken a picture of my nasty ass peanut butter and jelly. But like the fact is, you're in the service, you know, and sometimes, and you're at war, by the way. These people are at war, and you can't really like fly like resupply missions to a warship without
middle of a war
fearing.
zone.
Yeah, what you're gonna have a helicopter get taken out because you want, you know, fresh fruit? Come on, man, you're in a war zone.
Can
So
they get a ketchup packet though? Jesus.
yeah, dude, that's nasty looking.
So, I mean, I think what I'm taking away from this, hearing you,
Don't join
Tom,
the
as a
Navy.
veteran,
Yeah.
is that stuff like this happens. It
happened to
it's
me.
not great, but it happens.
Submarine food was, they always said it was the best. And I do remember having really good food on the submarine. We always, because our life sucked. So at least give us good food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had really good food for the most part. But if we were on for longer than we were supposed to be, we would run out of food. And when you run out of food, the cooks have to get creative. And they start serving shoe leather and stuff like that. So, yeah.
By the way, Bowditch is in chat. The boat stream is on.
Oh,
Let's go.
nice.
Did you clear up the rules on
He's a
cannabis
retired
use?
Chicago cop, so
on cannabis
he'll
use
know.
on the
He'll know
open
what the
waters?
rules are.
He
On the
probably
open
has
waters?
some baggies still from evidence, the evidence locker.
He's like, hold on, let me open this locker on the boat.
Yeah, I want to make sure we're cool on that, John.
All right.
One of the other things I want to talk about real quick, John and I are trying to, and anyone's invited, we're trying to get to a World Cup game. Here's a picture on StubHub of the England versus Croatia game, just to give you an idea on how much it'll cost.
You should get that one seat for $59,000.
I was looking at that.
Yeah.
Kevin sends me this at midnight. I'm like, dude, I'm out. This is
Like, look at the prices. In the 400 level, it's $1,000.
Okay.
what?
Jill.
Yes.
Jill.
In America.
Taylor Swift's seats were way more expensive than that.
They
way
were-
more.
I don't know.
Era's seats were way more expensive than that.
Uh-huh.
Croatia,
Way more.
England, and Dallas.
And you didn't have to watch a soccer game.
No, then you got to
man.
watch Taylor Swift.
I really want to go to a game, and this is really
You
crazy
fucking drop the
on
money,
the prices.
big man.
Lockpod.
Oh,
Lockpod
man.
trip.
Steve, I want the
I would love to do it. Yeah.
$59,900.
I want it.
If I'm going to go to a boring ass soccer game, I want a good ass seat.
We don't
so.
have the money for that seat. Well,
It would break Lockpod that one seat.
break. I mean, we wouldn't.
BK.
The check would bounce. I mean,
You wouldn't be able to pay that FCC
No.
violation.
No.
But
So-
I think a game would be fun, though.
I would be
this,
great.
This would be.
we got to figure out how to road
Yeah.
trip it.
You
Yes.
could do that, dude.
I think so. We got to figure out where to
Spend
go.
$1,000.
Well, I
figure
want
it
to.
out.
If that
wanna
was a
go with a
Bears
group.
playoff game, you would spend $1,000 to see it.
And this is just first round, though.
Okay,
So,
Oh, wow.
group stage.
that's pretty cool, man.
We'll figure it out. All right. You want to take us out? We're gonna keep looking at this.
I want to go
World
see
Cup's
Taylor
coming.
Swift. I want to go see Taylor Swift.
I want to
I
go to a
miss her.
World
I
Cup
miss her.
game.
Is she touring again?
No.
No,
Oh.
no.
You want to crash her wedding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where is it?
You and Jill. Another date
go,
that he's
Jill.
gonna
I
let
think
you
it's
down
in
on,
Maine or
Jill.
I won't
Yeah,
let
I
Jill
don't
down. I followed through in San Francisco. I hear.
This is
Okay, by
true.
the way,
This is
I
true.
hear there's a Lockpod trip being formed for Metallica at the Sphere. You're in
Oh,
for that,
that's
right, Jill?
happening.
Yeah. Pick when I'm not in season, but absolutely yes.
Are you a big Metallica fan?
Volleyball.
What do you mean when you're not in season?
Like when
It's only you don't get to choose.
No, but what I'm
it's
saying
only
is
at the
it's
Sphere
if
a
it's
certain
long,
time.
No, but it's a long stretch, isn't it?
No,
It's not?
October.
It's just October?
Well, I don't know.
What
When
are you
is
talking
it?
about? Yeah,
The-
October. That's
yeah.
when we were talking.
Uh,
The weather's still good in Vegas in October, by the way.
Okay.
yeah, and I think
Let me know.
Shayna and her husband are going in October too.
Okay.
So
And Steve obviously is gone because Steve's.
Hey, fuck them kids, man.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, I got you. In season.
In
Yeah.
season.
In
you
season.
finally
We'll
Dude,
figure
this-
it out.
what you were saying.
Jill, it's a freaking. Are you the head coach?
No, JB.
Dude, come on, JV.
Those
Listen.
freshmen,
Yeah,
sophomores, and some juniors.
JV. It's Metallica at the Sphere. Come on.
I'm saying let's get a date. Let's figure this out.
It'll be a weekend.
We can
Is
make
that
it
is
work.
that better or for worse?
I can. We're sectionals are mid-October.
We
so
leave on
we're-
like a Thursday. We come back on like Sunday.
Let's
But
talk dates.
just remember our next Lockpod event at the Sphere is going to be No Doubt coming up soon.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
just a
We'll make sure to
girl
take some
in the
pictures.
world.
Yes.
Was
it's
I
gonna
not
be fun.
invited to this one?
Yeah,
Whoops.
It was coordinated with another.
Whoopsie.
It was coordinated with another. It's not a Lockpod trip.
Yes, it is.
Dude,
absolutely.
I'm fucking talking like thanks, Jill.
Oh, fuck you too, Kevin.
I know, dude. Like, does he not get? It's not a Lockpod trip. So it's absolutely a Lockpod trip. It's not a
It's a
Lockpod trip.
Lockpod boys trip.
No, it's not. It's
True.
a fucking work trip that coincidentally, no doubt, happens to be playing out there simultaneously.
Dude, I just saw some video. It looks cool.
It's
What's
gonna
that?
be fun.
The No Doubt.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, it looks cool. Gwen Stefani looks cool.
I haven't seen any.
Damn, dude.
I haven't seen it.
I saw her like, woo. We're gonna
Hey,
be.
she's a nice Catholic woman now. You
Is
watch
she?
her.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
she,
yeah.
She didn't look Catholic in the pictures I saw.
Hey, Catholic girls can look like that. too.
Levinson's in chat.
Hey, what's up,
She's
Shauna?
excited for Metallica, and Doty is saying that Bobby really wants to go to a World Cup game, so we gotta include
let's
them.
go.
Yep. Well, this is all coming together.
Okay, well, maybe Powering Indiana could buy some of those tickets. They're 2,161.
As long as we can avoid making any social media posts that get us in trouble, we'll make it to these games.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's be careful.
Thanks, Dodie.
Don't say
Thanks,
86. Don't put 86 in the chat,
Do
John.
Thanks,
not-
Bobby.
Don't even say it.
Thanks, Lock Potters. Thanks, Jill. Thanks, Vez. Thanks, Kevin. Another successful episode in the books.
Thanks to Kevin's dick for all the
Yeah,
stuff
man.
today.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yikes.
Yeah, you started
Thanks
it
to
off
Kevin's
strong.
I don't know.
That's the
that's
title.
not.
Thanks to Kevin's dick.
All I did is have my zipper down.
Oh yeah.
That's how we started off our day, Kevin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
all
apologize.
did was have my
Thank
zipper
you.
down.
I
Good morning.
apologize to all.
Thanks to that little guy. So,
Yes. Very little guy.
A
So,
little Croatian.
yeah.
That's it.
So we're gonna close out. I found these really cool Indian dudes on TikTok that they sing famous rap songs.
Maybe they're Pakistani. We don't know.
okay. And we're just I got a whole slew of these songs on my phone saved up for the closeout of the show. So this is a 50 Cent's famous song, In the Club. So enjoy it on the way out. We appreciate you, Lock Potters, and we'll see you on Tuesday when we come back with another high quality episode. Enjoy. Take care, everybody. Lock Pods out.
It's your birthday, we gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip a carry like it's your birthday. And you know we don't give a fuck 'cause it's your birthday.
Why is he on a cow? What'd you say?
The cow is in many of them.
Play it again.
Love these guys.